Okay, WWE fans, this one's for you. Now I'm taping this the Tuesday after the Monday Night Raw that debuted Nikki Cross as a new superhero gimmick. And I'm seeing a lot of fans, a lot of WWE fans that happen to watch Raw, watch the whole show, and are kind of upset. They feel that this storyline is demeaning to them, or demeaning maybe to Nikki Cross herself, the character. And they feel that they're being talked down to, patronized. And I'm trying to help you. Now, I could come out here and say that all WWE fans that watch Monday Night Raw are morons, or they're idiots, and they don't value their own time, and they put the McMahon family on a pedestal. But I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to make you feel worse than you already do for watching Monday Night Raw last night and continuing to watch Monday Night Raw through 4, 5, 6, 7 years of bad Monday night programming. I don't want you to feel bad for wasting all that time. I don't want you to feel bad for wasting all your efforts or wasting your brain cells watching that programming. I want to have a new day with you, so to speak, and not an Xavier Woods type of new day. There will be no up, down, downing, or menage a trois on phone cameras here. This is a serious conversation about what we can do to salvage your life. You have to first take accountability and responsibility that you've wasted a good portion of your life on Monday evenings to watching Monday Night Raw. You've put a lot of effort into your social media tweets complaining about the programming and looking for answers and looking for solutions, and perhaps listening to podcasts, or even calling podcasts, or being on podcasts, or running a podcast where you feel that you've got the solution to fix Monday Night Raw, and if only they would listen to you. Well, this is going to be a cold shower of reality. The WWE is not going to listen to you. They have no interest in what you have to say. Your opinion means nothing to them. The only person that cares about you and your time right now is me. So I'm having this intervention, and I want you to personalize this to yourself. Every time I say you, I want you to hear in your mind's heart your own personal name. I want you to work with me to make this count and make this matter. So you might be saying, well, Mike, where's this all headed? First of all, there is a solution. You don't have to give up cold turkey 100% right away. You can watch a very simple solution. Watch the WWE, what we used to call a pay-per-view. I now call them a network Peacock special. If you're in the world beyond the United States, they're still on the WWE network. In the United States, it's on the Peacock network, the Peacock streaming service. You're allowed to watch Hell in the Cell once a month. You're allowed to watch WrestleMania, WrestleMania Payback, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. You can watch these specials. Do you hear me? This is the remedy. But there's a sacrifice. The sacrifice is you have to give up the Monday night tradition. Perhaps you watched it with your father, your grandfather, your uncle, your older brother, and you feel that watching Monday Night Raw is just something you do. And perhaps now you've been trained to watch Friday Night SmackDown, and you feel that you live vicariously through Roman Reigns. And when he uses his mighty Superman punch, you are punching people in your mind. You have to give that up. You can check in with the WWE once a month for their 3-hour special, and you can enjoy and you can catch up on all these wonderful storylines in the vignettes. All these things about the different wrestlers and who they're feuding with and what they're up to and who's being pushed and who's being left off the shows. You can catch up in one succinct 3-hour serving once a month, but you need to reclaim those other ungodly amounts of time during your month. The Monday Night Raw 3 hours that you waste, the Friday night 2 hours that you waste. If you're a true nihilist and watching Main Event, you need to give that up. You need to say goodbye to that. You might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, what do I do with my time? Well, I'm going to give you some alternatives, and I know that as a pro wrestling fan, a WWE sports entertainment fan, I should say, you might have a hard time giving up your servings of wrestling. So we're going to have some gateway activities The first one is I'm going to introduce you to the world of cinema. Okay, this is Santo en Huracan Las Brujas, The Legend Continues. This is a La Lucha Libre wrestler. You talk about Nikki Cross being a disgrace. This is Santo. No disgrace here. Santo will entertain you, will open up your mind. This is from the Santo collection. You're going to enjoy these wonderful films, as I do. I'm not getting any type of payoff from this company, but you're going to join Santo on his wonderful adventures and see an aspect of pro wrestling that many of you younger fans have not acknowledged or embraced. Now you might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, that's great. What else? You're going to enjoy wonderful things. You're going to get into the Hammer horror collection, Hammer horror films. If you like modern day horror films, and you want to see the origins of these horror films, you're going to go here and enjoy Hammer horror films. See things that inspired some of my own work, like Disregard the Vampire Mike Messier documentary. Okay? You might be saying, gee, this is all very heavy, Mike. Well, then you can have a little laugh with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, a little giggle. And you say, well, gee whiz, Mike, I really want to change the world. I really want to be of significance. Then you can enjoy this wonderful story, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill in The Darkest Hour film. All these things you can do. And you'd be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, that's a lot of information, audio, visual. What about when I'm on the subway? What about when I'm on the bus? Taking the bus to my activities, or when I'm in the waiting room of my counselor or my doctor? What can I read in the waiting room? And I say, once again, a segue. You can read wrestling books. Books that require active participation, words. Now, some of you may not have done this, but these books actually have photos that help you get through them. And there's little blurbs. I know that's a lot of text, but you can do it. And you can read about the way that professional wrestling used to be and should still be if it wasn't for the WWE. And you say, well, gee whiz, Mike, I don't know if I can do it. And me and Sidney Poitier say you can. The Measure of a Man, you and Sidney and myself, I'll be there spiritually, like the ghost of Tom Joad. In the School of Hard Knocks, politics was a name for the way white folks arrange things to their own advantage. See? All these life lessons. Progress then and now comes from the collision of powerful forces within the hearts of those who strive for it. Progress then and now comes from the collision of powerful forces within the hearts of those who strive for it. All these life lessons. In discipline and commitment lies hope. I have hope for you, WWE Addicted fans. I have hope that you can break these shackles of dependence on WWE and do things with your life. I'm trying to help. You might say, well, gee whiz, Mike, where does your magnificence and your heroic things come from? Your view, your perspective. It comes from studying the greats of mythology. Timeless tales of good and evil. I could just sit here and read and be educated all day. These books that I've read many times over. But I want to come to you and help you. You might be saying, well, gee whiz, Mike, if I don't have my podcast, if I don't have my Wrestle Fix, what's my identity? What type of identity do I have in this world, if not for these wonderful wrestling things? Nikki Cross and Big E Langston and Kofi Kingston, all my friends in the television that come to me every Monday night and tell me how to live and tell me what to do with my time. Well, perhaps you need to meet the master, Lawrence G. Bolt. Zen and the Art of Making a Living. And you will learn wonderful things. I'm just here as a conduit of a higher power that's here to save you, salvage your life. You don't want to reach death's door, no matter what your religion or spirituality, and say to the higher power when you meet him or her, what did you do with your life? I watched Nikki Cross in a superhero outfit on Monday nights. I stayed home on Friday nights to watch Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman discuss a fictional wrestling match. You don't want that for your obituary. You don't want to go into that casket and have the worms eat your flesh and have the worms repel in disgust that they're eating another idiotic, moronic WWE McMark corpse. You don't want that for yourself. And I'm here to try and help you. That's all I'm trying to do.